Kurt's Island Sports Shop in Monaco.
When disaster strikes, donated cash is the best form of relief. Cash is flexible and can quickly become whatever people need most, like all sizes and types of clothes, food choices specific to the affected area, access to clean drinking water, or medical supplies and other essentials. Cash is immediate and gives people who need aid the ability to provide it. Cash is best because cash is possibilities.
Tune in as Chief Meteorologist Jeff Weller leads the WJFW Weather Watch team to bring you the most up-to-the-minute weather data. Utilizing industry-leading technology, WJFW's award-winning weather team has you covered. Join the team during the broadcast on WJFW or streaming on Hulu Live, PlayStation Vue, and the NBC app.
Your weather forecast 24/7 on WJFW.com.
Right now on Newswatch 12 today, representatives from local art centers met over the weekend in a push to bring an international holiday to the Northwoods. We'll have more on the planning of Make Music Day. Plus,
we'll have clouds across the region today, but snow is in the forecast. I'll break down how much you could see and when it'll arrive coming up.
He died like a dog. He died like a coward.
And it is the most significant death of a terror group's leader since Osama bin Laden in 2011. Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi detonated his suicide vest after a U.S. raid Saturday. We'll have the details. It's Monday, October 28th.
Your local news and weather from where you live. Newswatch 12 Today starts now.
Good morning, and thanks for starting your day with us. I'm Marissa Silvas alongside Angela Kim. And Angela, we really lucked out in the weather department over the weekend. It was pretty perfect for any outdoor activities.
I know. I saw a lot of families going trick-or-treating a little early this weekend, and the weather was great for the costumes and also for the families outside too.
It was ideal, but we have some big changes on the way, it sounds like, this week.
We do.
For more on that, let's head right on over to our weather center and our Devin Biggs in for Tyler Moore this morning. And Devin, we heard you say it. The S word is back again today. When are we going to see it?
Yeah, snow is back in the picture tonight, though. We do have today, which won't be too bad today. It's tonight that we got to pay attention to. This morning, though, across parts of Plover, things are all nice and quiet. Nothing to really talk about in Plover this morning. Again, things are going to be changing. This is kind of the calm before we get the snow across the picture later on tonight. There's some clouds across the region now. The system we're watching is across parts of Colorado to southwestern U.S. this morning. It'll track towards our neck of the woods throughout the day. Temperatures this morning, 36 degrees in Rhinelander, 34 in Tomahawk, 36 degrees currently in Mosinee, Marshfield, and also in Stevens Point. Here is that bus stop forecast on this Monday morning. 34 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. It'll still be mostly cloudy by the afternoon, but temperatures struggling to warm up today with only 39 degrees by the afternoon. Here is your day planner. Again, temperatures will not warm up by much. We'll see a mixture of some clouds and sun. Have the coats handy. You will need them. We'll have your full forecast coming up in a little bit.
All righty. Thanks so much, Devin. Well, Make Music Day started in France back in 1982. The holiday encourages people to take their musical talents outdoors to be heard by everyone.
And now there's a push to bring that holiday to the Northwoods. Representatives from local art centers met in Eagle River Sunday, and they got an early start to planning Make Music Day, which falls on June 21st.
It was really a way to introduce some of our cultural institutions to what Make Music Day is all about and see if they want to participate and maybe even work together to make it happen in the Northwoods.
In 2007, Aaron Friedman started Make Music Day in New York, and he traveled all around Wisconsin this weekend in an effort to take the festivities nationwide. Friedman says it's an opportunity for musicians of all skill levels to be heard.
For some people, it's a chance to play in public when they would never otherwise be able to. This is a way for people to come out and say, yes, I'm a musician too. And everyone in the town can kind of wander around and hear all the different music, and there's not really so much pressure. Just come out and do whatever you can.
The holiday supports all musicians and genres of music, and Friedman will travel to New Mexico next month to spread the word about Make Music Day down south.
The Deputy Mexican Consul made an appearance in Rhinelander over the weekend to celebrate a famous exhibit. Art Start hosted the consul at a closing reception for the exhibit Diego Frida, A Smile in the Middle of the Way. The exhibit featured a photography collection that captures the marriage of the two artists, Diego Rivera and Frida Kahlo. The Deputy Consul of Mexico says this is a way to educate people about her culture.
Having this opportunity to share with all the people here in Wisconsin the Mexican culture, Mexican history, and all the traditions that, as we can see now, we are very close to celebrate the Day of the Dead.
The exhibit is one of two featuring Diego and Frida in the state, and with the other residing in Milwaukee. The exhibit opened in August and will close next month.
Governor Tony Evers wants to pass new gun control bills in Wisconsin. He's failed to make progress on that due to backlash from Republican lawmakers. Evers recently used his executive powers to call a special session, forcing the legislature to bring up the issue. That's one of 54 executive orders he's issued that are beyond legislative control. Republicans say they plan to convene and adjourn without debating or voting on the bills Evers wants them to pass.
And President Trump announced the most significant death of a terror group leader since Osama bin Laden in 2011. ISIS leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi dies over the weekend after a U.S.-led nighttime raid. And now we're finding out more about the mission. John Lawrence reports.
ISIS leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi detonated his suicide vest in a dead-end tunnel Saturday after being cornered by U.S. forces in a Syrian compound. That's according to President Trump.
He died like a dog. He died like a coward.
Baghdadi was under surveillance for a few weeks prior to the mission, Mr. Trump told reporters Sunday morning following his death. Last week, the president was given plans of attack.
He reviewed them, asked some great questions, chose the option that we thought gave us the highest probability of success.
The covert raid involved sending 8 helicopters of elite U.S. troops toward Baghdadi's compound. This footage, reportedly of the mission, was taken by a Syrian activist. Members of the Trump administration who watched the raid unfold as it happened from the Situation Room were tight-lipped about the mission, not even telling key congressional Democratic leaders about it. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi issued a statement calling the death of Baghdadi significant, but added the House must be briefed on the administration's overall strategy in the region. Regardless, Democrats agree with the president. The death of Baghdadi is a major moment in the war on terror.
It's good news in the ongoing fight against the terrorist threat posed by jihadist groups like ISIS and al-Qaeda.
This is a real blow against ISIS and a positive step in the fight against stateless terrorism.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Now, some ISIS fighters were killed, others captured, and at least 11 children were taken into custody.
Definitely big news over the weekend.
Absolutely.
Alrighty. Well, coming up this morning in our international news, 2 Israeli politicians want to form a broad unity government. We'll tell you about their efforts from Sunday to try and make that happen.
Plus, at least 15 Iraqis were killed and dozens injured Saturday during protests throughout Iraq. We'll have those stories and more news from around the world when we come back.
For a limited time at Home Furniture, spend $9.99 or more, get 7% tax relief. Spend even more and get double tax relief, plus free shipping and no interest financing for 12 months. Tax relief savings only at Home Furniture. Now open in Wausau Center Mall.
At Cracker Barrel, we're cooking up warm feelings of home this season with country fried turkey, hand-breaded, fried till crispy, and topped with holiday herbed gravy. Our take on a festive favorite is back, and it's only at Cracker Barrel. So come on home for the holidays. Come on home to Cracker Barrel.
Yummy lip balm! Yummy lip balm? My lips get so dry and cracked, I need serious relief. That's why I use O'Keeffe's Lip Repair. It's all-day moisture in one use and is guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked lips. Thanks to O'Keeffe's, I got my lips back.
Here's an anonymous note. Rest in peace to all the famous people we know about who died from drug and alcohol abuse. Who's next? You? A family member? You can stop this kind of death in its tracks. Call the Drug and Alcohol Detox and Treatment Helpline now for help. If you have insurance, we can put you or a loved one in a program to eliminate the drugs and alcohol in 7 to 30 days. Change your life now. Rest in peace. Every singer or movie star who died from drug or alcohol abuse. An overdose or death from alcohol does not have to be in your life today. Learn how to eliminate drugs and alcohol from your life. Call the Drug and Alcohol Detox and Treatment Helpline now for a free chat with an experienced counselor.
Call 866-899-3865. That's 866-899-3865.
Home Sleep Express has gone purple. Now you can test and buy a famous purple mattress at Home Sleep Express. Sleep cooler and more comfortable on the mattress that broke the internet and get free delivery, setup, plus no interest financing. The famous purple mattress, now at Home Sleep Express. Now open in Wausau Center Mall.
And welcome back. 36 degrees is where we're starting at this morning in Rhinelander. Winds out of the west, not bad at 7 miles per hour, giving us a little bit of a wind chill this morning at 38 degrees. Dew points, the air is dry this morning. 28 degrees currently is the dew point. Here's a look at your radar and satellite. We got some clouds across the region today. They're breaking up for now, so we might see a little bit of sunshine today. But that's going to be changing. We got another system that's going to be on our way, and it's going to be bringing with it some clouds and, yes, snow. Snow's back in the forecast, and here's that system right here. It's currently parked over the southwestern United States, and that's going to be tracking up towards our neck of the woods later on today. Temperatures, again, across the region this morning, mid to upper 30s across the central part of the viewing area. The farther to the west you go, the cooler it is. Lower 30s are currently the temperatures. Now, trend, not much good news to report. We're going to be in the mid to upper 30s, so if there's any good news, we're going to be stable. We're not going to have any major ups and downs coming up, but the bad news is no warm-ups on the way, so have the jackets or winter coats handy. You will need them. And your future cast coming up today, though, we do have the clouds that will thin out for a little while, though, but then they'll be thickening back up as we head towards the afternoon and evening hours as our next system begins to move on in. Snow starting to enter in the picture by around the evening hours tonight, and probably after the 10 o'clock newscast tonight is when we'll start seeing the first rounds of snow, and then by around 4 a.m. tomorrow morning they'll be in our neck of the woods, but by later on in the morning on Tuesday they'll be out of here. We'll have a mixture of some clouds and sun for the rest of the day, though, so the good news is it will not last too long. Southwestern part of the United States is where the system's currently at. It's going to track farther to the north and east pretty quickly today, and by 8 p.m. it's already knocked on the door in parts of Iowa and Missouri and even parts of Wisconsin. Also, it'll move on through and be out of here by the afternoon hours. Current model trends, though, I'm going to step off the screen so you can see this one. Around 1 to 2, perhaps 3 inches will be possible from this system. The farther south and east you go, the more you might see. The farther north and west you go, the less you'll see. So again, 1 to 2 inches, general ballpark forecast. But right now, again, a few isolated 3 inches cannot be ruled out. Your forecast for today, though, not too bad. Mostly cloudy skies and cooler conditions today. 39 degrees will be your high temperature. A few of you might touch 40. Winds will be out of the west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, the snow was in the picture. Snow possible 1 to 2 inches. A few 3 inches can't be ruled out. 23 degrees will be your low temperature. A northwesterly breeze at 5 miles per hour. Heading into the forecast on Tuesday, though, partly cloudy skies. It will still be cool. Highs, again, upper 30s with a northwesterly breeze, 5 to 10 miles per hour. And here is a look at that Northwoods Furniture 7-day forecast. A slight chance of rain and snow Tuesday morning, which will be left over from the system we'll see Monday night. And then we head into the day Thursday and Friday. Our next chances of snow move on in. The latter part of the week looks to be pretty busy. Lots of question marks on what this system will do as the track's going to be a little challenging. We'll definitely keep you posted as things develop.
Pretty chilly week. Thanks so much, Devin. Well, time now for our top stories from overseas. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu met with his political rival Benny Gantz yesterday in an effort to form a unity government.
That's right. The two met for the first time since the ex-general received an official mandate to try to form Israel's next government. The leaders both have said that they wanted to form a broad unity government, but with no clear path to success. After inconclusive elections in April and September, Netanyahu was unable to put together enough support to form a governing coalition. Gantz's nomination to lead the government marked the first time since 2008 that someone other than Netanyahu has filled that role. On Thursday, President Reuven Rivlin gave him 28 days to complete the task. Failure could lead to a new election, the third within a year.
After years of war and hardship in Iraq, violent protests broke out in Iraqi cities over the weekend and casualties are mounting. At least 15 Iraqis were killed and dozens wounded as demonstrators and security forces clashed on Saturday for the second day in a row. The protests are aimed at Iraq's political elite. Protesters say corrupt officials have failed to improve their lives. The latest wave of demonstrations followed violence on Friday, in which at least 52 people were killed around the country. In Baghdad, security forces lobbed tear gas to try to disperse demonstrators in the city's main square. Police and hospital sources said 4 people were killed after being struck directly in the head by tear gas canisters. Earlier this month, 157 people were killed and more than 6,000 wounded in other clashes between protesters and security forces.
And North Korea made the announcement yesterday that there has been no progress in the North Korea-United States relations. North Korean state media KCNA added that hostilities have continued, which could lead to an exchange of fire. A Northern Korean senior official said in a statement it would be a mistake for the United States to ignore a year-end deadline on President Trump's and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un's, quote, close personal relations. Kim Jong-un has set an end-of-the-year deadline for denuclearization talks with Washington.
Well, it's now 5:14, and still to come this morning in health news, the number of soccer injuries in kids is rising. We'll tell you what experts say coaches should do to prevent them from happening.
Plus, if you see some blue buckets this Halloween, it's actually part of a bigger message. We'll have those stories and more medical news in just 2 minutes.
From my laboratory in the castle east to the master bedroom where the vampire...
Struggling with the battle of the bulge? Going to the gym is time-consuming and costs a fortune. Introducing Slim Cycle, the 2-in-1 fitness breakthrough that gives you twice the results in half the time. Just take a seat and start pedaling your way to a slimmer you right in your own home. One machine that combines a full cardio blast workout with arm resistance to sculpt lean muscle mass as you pedal your way thin.
People love working out on this bike. It adds the cardio with the strength training. And when you put that combination together, that's when we get the most increased benefit from workout.
Only Slim Cycle transforms from the upright to recumbent position. With 2.5 inches of superior cushion and memory foam backrest, it'll be the most comfortable ride of your life, guaranteed. The seat adjusts to fit anyone from 4'11" to 6'4" and holds up to 300 pounds. There's 8 levels of magnetic resistance and a super smooth pedaling system to sculpt your body in as little as 10 minutes a day.
Even just 10 minutes on the Slim Cycle, I feel good. I feel like I've accomplished something.
And Slim Cycle is completely silent. With large digital display and built-in heart rate monitor, it tracks all your information right at your fingertips. Plus, it even folds in half and is on wheels for easy storage. Traditional bikes are uncomfortable and cost a fortune. Now, Slim Cycle can be yours for the factory direct price of only 6 payments of $39.99. But wait, order in the next 15 minutes and we'll take 1 entire payment off. We'll also include 10 free, fun, downloadable videos featuring live fitness classes. Plus the adjustable Slim Away belt, free. Wrap it around your waist for a slimmer look or to maximize your workout. We'll even ship it to you absolutely free. Slim Cycle also comes with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. You can get the entire Slim Cycle program, 10 downloadable workouts, Slim Away belt, plus free shipping for the incredible price of just 5 payments of $39.99. So order now.
Call 1-800-685-2703. That's 1-800-685-2703 or visit buyslimcycle.com. So call 1-800-685-2703.
Every empty seat at a concert, game, or special event is a missed opportunity to say thank you to America's heroes. Donate your extra tickets to VetTix. Give something to those who gave. Go to vettix.org.
Seeing some clouds across the region this morning. We'll see them thinning out for a little while, though, but another system all to our south and west will track towards our neck of the woods, bringing some snow with it in the forecast.
All right, thanks so much, Devin. We're ready for it. Well, topping our health news this morning, weight loss surgery should be more accessible for severely obese youth.
That's according to new recommendations from the American Academy of Pediatrics. The group says lifestyle changes alone have not worked well for young people who are severely obese. And although studies show surgery is safe and effective, it's often not covered by insurance. Experts say the procedure should be available to all youth who meet the criteria for surgery.
And the American Academy of Pediatrics is also addressing the rising number of soccer injuries in children. The group says coaches should be teaching proper landing and stopping techniques to prevent knee injuries. It also suggests enforcing age-appropriate heading rules to reduce the risk of a concussion. And experts stress the importance of limiting activity in hot, humid weather, as well as CPR training for coaches.
And a new study reveals teens who use e-cigarettes with sweet or fruity flavors tend to continue vaping for a longer period of time. Researchers from the University of Southern California tracked nearly 500 high school students for 2 years. They found teens who used flavored e-cigarettes were more likely to still be vaping 6 months later than those who used tobacco or menthol flavored versions. They also inhaled more during each vaping session.
And a mother of an autistic child has started a campaign to allow her son to be included in trick-or-treating.
So be on the lookout for children or even older teens carrying blue buckets this Halloween. Rosalind Anderson has our report.
Among the ghouls and goblins crowding your doorstep for candy could be children with autism. You'd know because they would be carrying blue buckets to haul all the good loot.
We want them to be with their peers and we want them to be included.
Carly Friedmansky is a certified behavior analyst who works with autistic children. Some may not speak but want to be included. This Halloween, children with autism will be carrying blue buckets or jack-o'-lanterns. Blue is the color of autism awareness.
The blue bucket represents the fact that, you know, a lot of times when children are trick-or-treating, they will wait for someone to say trick or treat. Well, this represents, you know, like, hey, this child cannot say that, and this just represents that to the parents.
The blue Halloween buckets became a symbol after one mom had to explain at each house that her child couldn't speak, but she wanted him to be a part of the fun.
The reason that she started this was to just let the children have their time at Halloween and enjoy it and not be expected to say something or do something that they can't.
The Growing Tree also works with their students on how to trick-or-treat, knock on doors, and put on costumes. Major achievements for children who want to be among the superheroes and creatures enjoying All Hallows Eve.
And blue pumpkins actually won't be the only special pumpkins out there this Halloween.
That's right. A teal pumpkin displayed at a home means that the residence offers non-candy treats for those children with food allergies. So really important to have everyone be included on this fun Halloween.
Yeah, I'm glad there's a lot of different options for all the different kids out there. Well, coming up this morning on Newswatch 12 today, massive wildfires are spreading across the state of California.
We'll have more on how it's affected hundreds of thousands of people and burned tens of thousands of acres already. Plus, Devin will have his travel forecast right after this quick break.
Bassett Jewelers and Engraving, downtown Minocqua. Your hometown full-service jeweler. All-occasion giftware, fine jewelry, repairs, and engraving.
Tonight, The Voice welcomes 10-time Grammy winner Taylor Swift, making the competition
out of here
more surprising than ever.
They never react like that when it's just me.
The Voice, new tonight and tomorrow on NBC.
I want you to help me die.
Tennessee is not a right to die state. People have tried, and they've all failed.
You haven't tried.
What does it look like when a life is truly changed?
I feel a sense of accomplishment because I built a house. This house has brought us financial independence.
It's a great place to raise a family.
Strength, fuerza. When I look back where we've come from to where we are today, it makes my heart very happy.
Potential.
Potencia.
For me, this house means all of us together. So, together.
Security.
Security.
Every family dreams to have their own house. This house changed our lives.
Habitat for Humanity is at work in your community and around the world. Through shelter, we empower.
Thanks for buying a fishing license. I want you to picture all the great things this simple purchase does. Like building public boat ramps, keeping local waters clean, and maintaining a healthy fish population.
What's Mom doing?
When you buy a fishing license, you do a lot. Every dollar protects and maintains your local waterways for future generations to enjoy. Visit takemefishing.org.
Nearly 90% of people suffering from blindness live in developing countries.
but more than 75% could see again. With your support, See International goes to over 40 countries every year, restoring vision. To help, visit See International at seeintl.org.
The governor of California has declared a statewide emergency as wildfires sweep all across the Golden State.
That's right. Flames have scorched tens of thousands of acres and forced hundreds of thousands of residents to flee their homes.
NBC's Jennifer Bjorklund is now in Northern California with the latest.
In Northern California, fire is racing across the landscape.
I can report to you that this is still a very active fire.
The Kincaid fire north of San Francisco is feasting on hurricane-force winds. More than 3,000 firefighters are working to put lines around the inferno that's already scorched tens of thousands of acres.
Currently, the fire edge is somewhere just south of the community of Windsor near Shiloh, where our resources are actively engaged in both perimeter control and attempts at structure defense.
Nearly 2.5 million are without power. The governor declared a statewide emergency.
We've been battling fires all up and down the state now for close to a week.
Mandatory evacuations have forced thousands of Californians to get out of harm's way.
Well, I don't care about my life, his life, and the person's life who lives around us.
But some people who've been ordered to leave don't have a destination.
We knew we needed to evacuate, we had no idea where to go.
The Kincaid fire is just one of several burning across the West, and forecasters warn conditions remain ripe for more. Jennifer Bjorklund, NBC News, Napa, California.
It's just really a terrifying video and crazy to think that really the whole state is affected. It's not just one little area.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just really hard to see the residents having to evacuate their homes, all these power outages too, just a lot of factors adding in together.
Yeah, a lot to deal with.
Absolutely. But in our area today, Devin, we're getting a lot of a different forecast because we have some snow coming our way, right?
Yep, we do have some snow on our way. Thankfully, no wildfire issues here, just snow that will be on our way, and it will arrive later on tonight. Right now, though, in Stevens Point, things are nice and quiet. Nothing going on down there at the moment. But those temperatures, though, this morning, they're a little cool out there, though. But temperatures will not be rising much farther from where they're at now. Mid to upper 30s will be our high temperatures today. Right now, they're in the middle 30s, some lower 30s farther to the west. Here's a look at your radar and satellite. We're seeing the clouds thinning out a little bit, but that's going to be changing. We'll be seeing more clouds moving in later on tonight as another system moves in, bringing with it that snow. Here is your travel forecast on this Monday morning. The western part of the state, upper 30s to low 40s. Make sure clouds and sun will be seen. The center part of the state will be more in the upper 30s. Green Bay, not too bad, 46 degrees. And farther to the south, though, like in areas like Chicago, 49 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. So there's some clouds across the region. Say it won't be a bad day to travel. We'll have more news and weather coming up after the break.
Vince Lombardi once said, "Perfection is not attainable, but if we chase perfection, we can catch excellence." Since 1945, the Brickners have chased perfection. Only a few Chrysler dealers have achieved the Customer First Award for Excellence, and 4 of them are right here in central Wisconsin. The Brickner Family Auto Group. During Ram Power Days, lease a new Ram Crew Cab for only $369 a month, with only $999 due at signing. At your favorite Brickner family dealership in Wausau, Merrill, Antigo, and Little Chicago, you can count on us.
Together we can make this year's season shine bigger and brighter than last year's event. Lights of the Northwoods is a family tradition and you can be a part of it. Lights needs volunteers, sponsors, and donations to make this a grand community event. Lights' main mission is to help feed the hungry and create a festive atmosphere in the Northwoods. This year's event will be 2 weekends, December 13th to the 15th and 20th to the 22nd at Hodeg Park in Rhinelander. Donate, sponsor, or volunteer now at lightsofthenorthwoods.com.
Women Heart is in a race to save lives. Heart disease is the #1 killer of women. It's 80% preventable if you know the facts. Millions of women are living with or at risk of different types of heart disease, like AFib, which is a type of irregular heartbeat. It affects both women and men, but women with AFib have a higher risk of stroke and death than men. Get educated. See your doctor. Know the facts. Diet and exercise are key to staying healthy. Know the risks. Women Heart does something really unique, solely focusing on women and providing peer-to-peer support. To win this race, we all have to do it together. Our hearts beat as one. To learn more, Visit womenheart.org.
You're watching Newswatch 12 Today with Marissa Silvas, Angela Kim, and Tyler Moore.
Good morning. Thanks for waking up with us today. It's Monday, October 28th. Well, every sport continues to grow smarter in order to play harder.
And now more than ever, technology has joined the fold. And the small town of Lancaster in southwestern Wisconsin is using it to improve safety and continue its football program's success. NBC 15's George Bilecki reports.
It's the game America continues to love, that parents have also grown to fear.
There was a lot of uncertainty with parents allowing their young men to play football. Concussions were becoming more mainstream news story, and we were trying to figure out how to be proactive, allow our students to be as safe as possible.
That concern brought Lancaster to their solution.
ITT uses a sabermetric approach to athlete protection.
The Flying Arrows began implementing Riddell's Insight training tool combined with their SpeedFlex helmets back in 2015. An initiative spearheaded by the program's self-proclaimed technology guy Andy Haas. It provides more than just a new helmet, but tracks every head impact on the team throughout the season.
Our 2018-2019 academic year, and we had over 5,000 hits.
As the helmets are priced at $400 each, Lancaster used fundraising and booster support to cover the cost, not only boosting their athletes' safety, but confidence as well.
With these helmets, everything's monitored because I know I can play 110% and I don't have to let up because I know if something happens, one, I'll feel, but second, I have a helmet with records that keep every single hit that I have.
And perhaps the most underrated advantage that ITT brings to Lancaster's sideline is communication. Because in the padding of every single Riddell helmet, there is a tracker. If a player sustains a huge hit, an alert is sent right to their coach's pocket.
And that's the beauty of the Riddell Insight analytics that we get. It's instant feedback every time there's a hit out on the field, whether it's the top of the head, the crown, sides, and so we get notifications on the buzzer. And then at the end of the season, we can break down the information. When are we hitting hardest? When are our rivalry games?
In a game where the athletes are more than just players, coaches and parents can share that peace of mind the technology provides.
Football is such a unique sport, and I always picture those young men out there as my own children. And what would I want, suited on them? What kind of equipment would I want?
I think it's such a big problem across the country for a lot of football players, but those prices are pretty high for those helmets too.
Yeah, it is, but it's so important to use all the resources available to a team, so I think that's amazing that they were able to afford them and take advantage.
Absolutely too, but anyone going outside today, it's not going to feel like football weather at all.
Actually, kind of football weather.
Really?
Football weather is cold. Yeah, we're in the middle of the fall, but yeah, getting into winter. So,
all right, then it's perfectly football weather.
Yeah, perfect for Lambeau, right?
Awesome. Well, we do have some snow coming our way too, though. So for more on that, let's head over to our weather center. Devin, you're laughing at me, but we need to know about the snow. So what's coming our way?
Yeah, this is perfect football weather like at Lambeau Field, but obviously we do have some snow heading in our direction, though. But right now, things this morning, not too bad, though. Let's take a look outside in Plover. Things kind of quiet out there this morning. Looks like the clouds are thinning out too, so we should see the sun a little bit this morning. Later in the afternoon, though, we'll start seeing the clouds moving on in. The southern part of the viewing area for areas Wausau to the south are seeing some clouds this morning, and those again we'll move on out of here later on. Our next system is currently parked over the southwestern United States. That's going to be bringing with us some snow, and it's going to accumulate a little bit also. Current temperatures right now 36 degrees in Rhinelander, 35 degrees in Rome, and 33 degrees in Phillips. Here is your bus stop forecast this morning. It will be chilly, 34 degrees with mostly cloudy skies, only warming up to 39 degrees with, again, mostly cloudy skies by the afternoon. So your hourly forecast today, though, warming up to 39 degrees by the afternoon. Make sure clouds and sun will be the overall theme. Again, snow is in the forecast. I will break down how much we could see and when it'll arrive coming up.
All righty, thanks so much, Devin. Well, local businesses in downtown Rhinelander received thousands of interestingly dressed visitors on Saturday. Halloween is quickly approaching, but for some Rhinelander kids, the festivities began a little early. More than 2,000 children went trick-or-treating at shops that had orange pumpkins displayed in their windows. Michelle Smith-Grage owns a local business and serves as a board member for downtown Rhinelander. She says that they've made improvements to the Halloween-themed event over the years.
This year we blocked the streets so kids were safer and were able to kind of cross back and forth, and we had local police and fire departments down here helping and handing out candy.
Now the event's been going on for almost 10 years and they hope to continue the tradition in the future.
And children in Tomahawk got some trick-or-treating in early this Saturday, but instead of going from home to home, they actually went from shop to shop. Newswatch 12's Maya Reese has more on how the city is getting residents more connected with the downtown area.
Ava Dickrell visited the annual Tomahawk Fall Fest. She dressed in costume and took part in a few Halloween-themed activities.
I went down to the Pikes where I made a pumpkin, and I also went to the cookie decoration, and now I'm starting to do trick-or-treating.
She believes events like this showcase the improvements the city has been making.
All the people can see how our downtown is about and see all the new shops that we have, since from the old times to the new times.
Ava's mom, Amy Dickrell, serves as the executive director at Tomahawk Main Street, Inc. She says the local Fall Fest gives her the same excitement as Christmas.
Fall Fest has been going on for over a decade, so we enjoy being able to see everybody come down every year. We love to see the creativity of costumes and really just be able to have everybody walk our streets and be able to enjoy everything.
Dickrell says she's heard nothing but positive feedback from people in the city of Tomahawk.
The city loves that we have an event that can be put on for the public that gives a safe place for trick-or-treating, welcoming people into the downtown, showcasing that we have not only a thriving community, but one that people want to be able to come to year-round.
In Tomahawk, Maya Reese, Newswatch 12.
You know, I love Halloween too because there's so many creative costumes out there.
I know, yeah. We actually took part in Rhinelander's downtown trick-or-treating on Saturday, and my little guy was dressed as Kermit the Frog, and we dressed up too. I was Miss Piggy, and we had so much fun. It was really a great time.
Best costume I've seen by far. It was great.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Alrighty. Well, coming up, we have some news you can use, including some tips from experts on how you can keep your kids safe this Halloween.
Plus, putting on a suit or a nice dress for work is becoming less common for people across the country. We'll have those stories and more consumer news in just a bit.
This portion of Newswatch 12 is brought to you by Ag Country Farm Credit Services.
For a limited time at Home Furniture, spend $9.99 or more, get 7% tax relief. Spend even more and get double tax relief, plus free shipping and no interest financing for 12 months. Tax relief savings only at Home Furniture. Now open in Wausau Center Mall.
It feels like you've been planning for your future your whole life. You had plans for your job, your family, your vacation, where your kids could go to college. Sometimes it seemed like random events had more control over your life than your plans ever did. You planned for your retirement, sort of. Retirement seemed so far away. Now would be a great time to have a discussion about your future because, in case you haven't noticed it lately, the future is now. Call us for a discussion on your present, your future, and all the random events that are still to come.
Hi, I'm Dennis from Irma. I've had excruciating pain in my lower back and neck. And I contacted Dr. Scherer. We went over the situation together. And after a series of treatments, my pain is gone. So I feel that it was complete and successful.
Are you suffering with back or neck pain and considering the possibility of surgery? At the Spinal Aid Center of Wausau, we incorporate the latest technologies, including high-intensity laser therapy that provides the highest success rates in helping people just like you avoid back and neck surgery. With our treatments, there are no drugs and no surgery, just relief. Call today for a free spinal disc severity consultation and see if our treatments are right for you. Call 715-203-4392 or visit us at spinalaid.com. Start living your life pain-free.
Christmas is now open with savings of 30% at Home Seasonal Concepts. Find a great selection of trees, wreaths, garland, and all your holiday decor needs. Save 30% on Christmas at Home Seasonal Concepts inside all home furniture showrooms. Now open in Wausau Center Mall.
And welcome back. A nice peaceful morning in Minocqua. Not much traffic out there yet. It's still 5:38 in the morning, but that will be changing later on. Of course, still a nice peaceful morning for most of us. Here's a look at your radar and satellite. The northern part of the viewing area is starting to see some stars out there this morning. The southern part still seeing some clouds. It'll be kind of a mostly to partly cloudy sky today. It'll be kind of dancing between those fine lines a little bit. Zooming things out, we had a cold front that moved through which took away all of our wonderful warm weather with it. Unfortunately, no warmer weather is in store anytime soon because we have this system right here that's going to be tracking up towards the north and east. We're going to be bringing with us some snow. Yes, snow will be in the forecast tonight. It'll be out of here by tomorrow morning, though, so things should be fine for the commute. But otherwise, temperatures right now are above freezing. We're in the middle to upper 30s for some of us across the region. Lower 30s the farther west you go. That's because there's less clouds in that part of the viewing area, so that's why it's cooler up there than it is right now, where the clouds are keeping things just a little bit warmer in places like Merrill. Current temperature forecast coming up. If there's any good news, high temperatures will be a little stable now. We won't be up and down, up and down, up and down, but it will be cold though. Upper 30s Monday and Tuesday, middle 30s for the latter part of the week. So it's going to be a little on the chilly side though, and yeah, snow. There will be more of it in the forecast after tonight also. Here is your future cast today. We'll be seeing the clouds, maybe some sunshine throughout the day as well. Heading into tonight though, we will start seeing the clouds increase. And our first rounds of snow will be possible throughout the rest of the overnight hours tonight. But the good news is, as we head towards the morning hours, it will be beginning to wrap up, and we'll see the sun throughout the afternoon hours also. Good part of that snow will melt, and it will be out of here before you know it. Here's the latest track of that system in the southwestern part of the United States. It will track up throughout the rest of the day towards our neck of the woods. And before you know it, by the evening hours tonight, it will be in our neck of the woods. But as quickly as it arrives, it will get out of here. And the rest of the afternoon on Tuesday won't be half that bad. Model trends around 1 to 2 inches will be possible. Some of the models are trending a little farther down for right now, but around 1 to 2 inches is still possible. Maybe an isolated 3 inch if you're lucky, but again, 1 to 2 inches will be the general theme. Our latest GFS model run came in. It's actually tracking things a little bit farther to the south and east, but I'm still saying around areas from Rhinelander to the south and east, around 1 inch will be possible. Areas to the farther north and west, less than an inch will be possible. So around 1 to 2 inches again for the viewing area will be the general forecast. Your forecast for today, though, upper 30s will be the general theme for most of us, even some middle 30s in Phillips. Southern part of the viewing area won't be warming up much either, 42 degrees in places like Adams County. But tonight, though, that's when the snow arrives. 23 degrees will be a low. Snow will be possible. Again, 1 to 2 inches will be the theme with the northwesterly breeze at 5 miles per hour. Here's a look at your Northwoods Furniture 7-day forecast. A slight chance of precipitation Tuesday morning as that system begins to move on out. Wednesday won't be bad. It's a little chilly with 36 degrees. Note the teens, though, Tuesday and Wednesday night. It's going to be a little chilly. And then more snow moves in Thursday and Friday. We have to keep an eye on that system. The track's bouncing back and forth, and we'll definitely keep you posted as things develop.
Very interesting week ahead. Thanks so much, Devin. Well, Halloween is just a few days away, and the Consumer Product Safety Commission, they're reminding you to make safety a priority this Halloween.
And that tops our look at consumer news this morning. The CPSC says that there was an estimated 4,500 Halloween-related injuries last year that required treatment in emergency rooms. Nearly half of the injuries occurred while carving pumpkins, and experts say kid helpers should grab a spoon and scoop out the inside or use a marker to trace the design, but they should leave the pumpkin carving to the adults. Make sure costumes fit properly and wear reflective tape if you're out after dark.
And good news at the gas pump. Prices, they're falling. The average price for gas is $2.68 per gallon. That's nearly 4.5 cents lower than just 2 weeks ago. According to the Lundberg survey, the decline is due to a no gas shortage or crude oil price spike recently, and the drop between October 11th through the 25th reverses half of the climb that drivers saw prior to 2 weeks ago. Experts say that more declines may be on the way.
And the Postal Service wants to help you spread cheer on your letters and cards this holiday season. It unveiled 4 new holiday Wreaths Forever stamps that you can use to send your mail. The wreaths were designed by former White House chief floral designer Laura Dowling. And it's not the first time the Postal Service has used wreath designs on holiday stamps. It's done so in 9 times in the past 57 years. The stamps are only available in books of 20, and you can get them on the Postal Service's web store or at your local post office.
Those are really pretty. Makes me excited for the holidays.
I know, it's all coming up so quickly.
It is. I know. Alrighty. Well, an idea that led to a more casual atmosphere in the workplace is now even more casual.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. And most managers are not okay with it, and they actually encourage it. Details from NBC's Chris Clackham.
What started out in the 50s in Hawaii as Aloha or Casual Fridays quickly morphed into relaxed office dress codes across the country. And now it's not just one day a week.
Certainly, you know, the days of sort of suit and jacket and tie are over at most businesses.
So there's less definition around exactly what to wear on which days of the week.
Tracy Theot's a chief executive at the employment agency Randstad US, whose recent survey on dress codes found employees willing to give up a lot just to be comfortable.
People would be willing to sacrifice up to $5,000 in salary in order to dress casually.
The survey also found some employees avoiding jobs at places that never have a casual day at work.
I think it's changed a lot. Employees have a lot more control and a lot more choice.
Management consultant and author Robert Glazer says for the right company, dress codes should be relaxed.
If you're a software firm and you want people in there coding and t-shirts and shorts and have their dogs and stuff, like that's great and that might work.
Even with a casual clothing takeover at work, 65% of those surveyed say they'd still dress up for a job interview. Chris Clacker, NBC News.
It is growing rapidly every year. It's really taken off in the last 5 years. It's really gained footing.
An axe master at Blades and Boards in Wausau has skills that he's now taking to Arizona and more specifically to the World Axe Throwing Championships.
Coming up at 6, we'll have more on how he got to where he is and what a possible win could do for axe throwing in Wisconsin.
Why take the hit on this 2019 Yukon XL when you could save $6,000 on this used 2017? If you can't see the difference, why pay the difference? Go now to lenstruck.com. That's lenstruck.com.
I was out here all day yesterday and didn't get a bite. Got my bait at the other guy's shop. Where'd you get yours?
Kurt's Island Sport Shop, of course.
Kurt's Island Sport Shop, downtown Minocqua.
Together we can make this year's season shine bigger and brighter than last year's event. Lights of the North Woods is a family tradition and you can be a part of it. Lights needs volunteers, sponsors, and donations to make this a grand community event. Lights' main mission is to help feed the hungry and create a festive atmosphere in the North Woods. This year's event will be 2 weekends, December 13th to the 15th and 20th to the 22nd at Hodeg Park in Rhinelander. Donate, sponsor, or volunteer now at lightsofthenorthwoods.com.
Do I look unhappy?
Do I look like I'm struggling?
Do I look like someone you feel sorry for? Does looking at me make you feel uncomfortable?
Do I make you want to look away? What about now?
Why take the hit on this 2019 Yukon XL when you could save $6,000 on this used 2017? If you can't see the difference, why pay the difference? Go now to lenstruck.com. That's lenstruck.com.
Newswatch 12's Big Ol' Fish is brought to you by Kurt's Island Sports Shop in Minocqua.
On this week's Big Ol' Fish, Buzzy Stafford of Rhinelander went out fishing with a friend after dark and caught this big old fish. Buzzy's walleye measured in at 28 inches. And Brad Krangenbrink from Lac de Flambeau caught this big northern while fishing near Minocqua. Brad managed to catch this beauty with his very first cast of the day. Excellent job. Okay, fishermen and women, make sure to keep those trophy pictures coming. All the information you need to be on a future episode of Big Old Fish and win a Norling taxidermy fish mount is on our website, wjfw.com. And remember, anglers, keep on fishing on.
Well, a group of firefighters decided to exchange their heavy gear for makeup and scary costumes.
That's right. The Pine Lake Fire Department hosted their annual Haunted Town Hall and open house Saturday afternoon. Hundreds of local residents came by for the spooky experience, and firefighters were joined by their family and friends to give some good scares for a good cause.
I've been on the department for 9 years. We've been doing it ever since I've been on. It's just a great way to reach out to the community, give back to the community. I know the kids really like coming through. As far as admission goes, it's free. We just ask for a donation for the food pantry or the animal shelter.
Firefighters worked all week to transform the building into a house of horrors. And the captain says that it takes a lot of effort to make the event a big success.
It gives me a really big sense of pride in this department to see everyone come together and make this happen every year.
And volunteers were more than happy with the turnout, and by the end of the event, they had 2 55-gallon barrels overflowing with donations. So what a great cause for them, and also a great turnout too, and it looks kind of scary.
I know, it does. Yeah, so many fun Halloween things over the weekend, but Devin, if people are looking forward to trick-or-treating on Halloween, the actual day this week, it's looking pretty darn cold.
Yeah, it'll be a little chilly out there for Halloween, and maybe a little snowy also. We got another system after the one coming in tonight that could dump some snow across our neck of the woods also. The good news is none of that is going on right now. We take a live look outside on our sky cam. Things are nice and quiet in Eagle River this morning. The parking lot is clear and it's all nice and dry. Speaking of dry, let's take a look at those dew points. If your skin's feeling a little dry this morning, this is why. Dew points in the upper 20s, so you might need to get those humidifiers up and going soon because we're not warming up anytime soon. Here is that radar and satellite. We do have some clouds across parts of the region this morning. Farther to the north and west, though, you're seeing some clearing, so temperatures are a little cooler for you. Where the clouds are at, it's still pretty warm in the middle 30s. Here is their travel forecast for this Monday morning. Again, farther to the west, upper 30s to low 40s for high temperatures with a mixture of clouds and sun. Panning over to the central part of the state, 39 degrees in Rhinelander, 46 degrees in Green Bay. It'll be a nice day to travel down there. And 49 degrees with mostly cloudy skies if you're heading down to Chicago. So mixture of clouds and sun will be the overall theme today. We'll have more news and weather coming up after the break.
Cancer won't wait. It won't wait for appointments to open up, test results to come back, or treatment plans to start. At Cancer Treatment Centers of America, we make time for cancer patients. Time to answer questions, relieve worries, and turn indecision into good decisions. Call or go online anytime to set up an appointment with our team of cancer experts. Cancer Treatment Centers of America. Appointments available now.
We are the dreamers.
We come in a variety of colors
and styles,
a variety of sizes.
We come in different patterns
and different materials.
We are the dreamers.
Achieving your dream can take work.
I just wanted to do a career.
But don't give up.
Changing my life.
Don't ever give up.
Ignore the haters.
They didn't believe that I can do it, and I just proved them that I can.
Independence University.
IU is an online college.
Education online for a better life offline.
So your campus is wherever you want it to be.
Take classes when you want to take classes.
At IU, you receive the tools you need at no extra cost.
Even a brand new laptop and tablet to use in school.
You're going to keep that laptop and tablet when you graduate.
And IU's career services work really hard to help you get a job.
You've got to have dreams.
Independence University.
Education online for a better life offline.
1-800-651-7521. 1-800-651-7521.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. And all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. Independence U for an independent you.
You're watching Newswatch 12 Today with Marissa Silvas, Angela Kim, and Tyler Moore.
And welcome back. Tropical Storm Olga spawned multiple tornadoes and prompted tornado warnings in southern Alabama on Friday. And the National Weather Service confirmed that at least 2 EF1 tornadoes struck the Mobile area Friday night. One of the tornadoes brought winds estimated at 97 miles per hour, causing damage to homes and scattering debris in West Mobile. The other tornado had estimated winds up to 107 miles per hour, leaving behind downed trees and missing roofs in an area northwest of Simmies. Sheets of metal, road signs, and planks of wood were among the items launched through the air by the twisters' high winds. No injuries or fatalities were reported as a result of the storms. Along with the tornadoes came rain, and a flash flood watch was in effect for the area through Saturday afternoon. Not a good situation down there at all.
No, not at all. It's really hard to see that stuff too, and I think it's so easy for people to say, oh, like EF1, that's, you know, lower on the scale, but still really strong winds and really doing a lot of damage there.
Yeah, definitely. Even if it's an EF0 tornado, you got to take it seriously. Each tornado you got to take seriously, no matter if it's an EF0 or an EF5, because even that little bit can cause trouble.
Right, very important reminder. And I want to know, are we getting kind of close to the end of the tropical storm and hurricane season?
Yes, end of November though, so we're still in it right now, but the end of November is when we'll wrap up official hurricane season. Of course, once in a while you can get a rogue tropical system, but overall things kind of wrap up in November, then they start back up in June.
Gotcha, alrighty, so still a little bit to go.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure people will be relieved once it is over, but here, you know, luckily no one has to worry about it, but they do have to worry about some colder temperatures, right?
Yeah, colder temperatures. I think we said goodbye to fall and said hello to winter because that's kind of going to be the general theme. Right now it's 36 degrees in Rhinelander. The clouds helping to keep the temperatures up this morning. Looks like they're getting some maintenance going on the airport to get ready for a flight there this morning. Radar and satellites, northwestern part of the viewing area seeing some clear skies, so it's a little cooler for them this morning. Central part of the viewing area where the clouds are currently at, it's still currently pretty warmer down there. Clouds will be the overall theme today. More moving in though, as snow will be moving in through the overnight hours tonight. Here is that hourly forecast. We're warming up, not too bad for the afternoon hours. Make sure some clouds and sun will be the overall theme. But plan ahead tonight into tomorrow morning. There will be some snow falling around. Now, a quick look at that 7-day forecast. Halloween's getting closer. Looking like it might be a little snowy. That system's being a little tricky with the forecasting right now. But we'll have to keep an eye on that. But I'd say busy 7-day forecast.
No kidding. Yeah. Snow. I think I'm not sure that everyone's ready for it quite yet, but yeah, a couple times this week. My goodness.
Yeah, here we go again, right?
Right.
Yeah, we saw like a bit of a teaser a couple weeks ago, but now it's really like bring out the winter jackets and keep them out.
Yeah,
so.
no big deal though. About an inch or two at best.
All right. Thanks so much, Devin. Well, next on Newswatch 12 today, an axe thrower in Wausau is taking his skills to Arizona, and we'll tell you why and what his skills could possibly do for axe throwing in our area.
We'll have that story for you. Plus, Matt and Sean from Ascension are here in studio to tell us how you can help with their blood supply for patients in need. That's coming up in our next half hour. But first, you're waking up with Newswatch 12 today here on NBC.
For a limited time at Home Furniture, spend $9.99 or more, get 7% tax relief. Spend even more and get double tax relief, plus free shipping and no interest financing for 12 months. Tax relief savings only at Home Furniture. Now open in Wausau Center Mall.
LDF Country Market is a full-service grocery store with the area's lowest gas prices. Quality, selection, priced right in one stop. Shop our always fresh produce, locally sourced from area farms when available. Make meals easy with hand-cut meats from our legendary butchers. You'll make mouths water. Enjoy hot and ready deli meals cooked daily just for you. Browse a large selection of handcrafted, authentic Native American jewelry. Join our rewards club and save with weekly specials at ldfcountrymarket.com.
Your #1 source for what's going on.
Inside the Huddle. You gotta get the inside story from me.
We'll go over the game film and get you set for the next matchup.
We're gonna take you inside the huddle.
Brought to you by these fine sponsors.
Hi, I'm Linda, and I am here because of severe chronic back pain. I have been seeing doctors after doctors. I've had back surgery, and I had enough. So I went to Dr. Scher. I am relieved, I am happy. My family and my husband are very happy that I had this done.
Are you suffering with back or neck pain and considering the possibility of surgery? At the Spinal Aid Center of Wausau, we incorporate the latest technologies, including high-intensity laser therapy that provides the highest success rates in helping people just like you avoid back and neck surgery. With our treatments, there are no drugs and no surgery, just relief. Call today for a free spinal disc severity consultation and see if our treatments are right for you. Call 715-203-4392 or visit us at spinalaid.com. Start living your life pain-free.
If you love them enough to relearn math so you can teach them math, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
At Home Sleep Express, try and buy a Nectar mattress now. Nectar is engineered to adapt to your body's rest and pressure points. Get free sheets with every mattress, free shipping, and free financing is always available. Nectar, now at Home Sleep Express, now open in Wausau Center Mall.
Hi, I'm Dean Hoger with Miracle-Ear of Rhinelander. If you're struggling to hear your favorite news and entertainment shows, stop in and see me for a free hearing test.
Right now on Newswatch 12 today, a Wausau man could bring home a world championship to Wisconsin in a non-traditional sport. We'll learn more from this axe master. Plus,
mixture of clouds and sun will be seen today, but we do have some snow in the forecast. I'll break it down coming up.
And the city of Wausau will receive some major updates to one of its streets aimed to prevent crashes. We'll tell you more about the project. It's Monday, October 28th.
Your local news and weather from where you live. Newswatch 12 today starts now.
good morning. Thanks for waking up with us today. I'm Angela Kim here with Marissa Silvis. Well, when people think of Wisconsin World Championships, Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre certainly come to mind.
And there might be a new member of that club in December, and it's in a sport that you might not expect. Andrew Goldstein has our story.
That's still a little bit surreal.
When John Depke decided to pick up an axe, he never thought it would go this far.
Came here to check it out, try it out. Loved it from the first throw and just kind of ran with it from there.
Depke is an axe master at Blades and Boards in Wausau. He threw well enough this season to qualify for the World Axe Throwing Championships in Arizona, where he could bring a title home to Wisconsin.
I think it'd be a tremendous boost for this community, for myself.
It might also be a boost for axe throwing in the Northwoods. Not that the sport necessarily needs it.
It is growing rapidly every year. It's really taken off in the last 5 years. It's really gained footing.
And you don't have to be a world champion to give it a go.
Almost anybody can do this. We've had anyone from 80, 90-year-olds. I've had a 5-year-old in here that tried it with their parents.
Even people more in the middle of that range don't always look like your stereotypical athletes.
And axe throwing is a sport where you don't necessarily have to be able to run a 4.4 40-yard dash. As long as you can throw an axe and walk 12 feet to go get it, then you could potentially be a world champion.
Just one more title for the Axe Master. In Wausau, Andrew Goldstein, Newswatch 12.
You know, what a cool local story, and also best of luck to John when he goes to compete, because I'm sure he's going to do a great job.
Yeah, that's so exciting, and something that I've always wanted to try, but also maybe a kind of perfect thing for the winter months because they have that indoor venue.
Yeah, and it's starting to feel like winter already with the weather today.
It certainly is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We have some snow coming our way too. So for more on that, let's head over to our weather center with Devin Biggs. And Devin, we definitely need to get our winter coats ready tonight, right?
Yeah, you'll need the winter coats tonight, and maybe it wouldn't hurt to get the snow tires put on. Also, I had mine put on Friday. The snow is on the way. Current look in Minocqua right now, things are nice and quiet this morning. A few traffic starting to pick up a little bit during this 6 o'clock hour. Otherwise, things not too bad this morning. Clouds are the theme in our southern counties this morning. With northwestern parts of the viewing area, seeing a little bit in the way of some lesser clouds. But panning to the south and west, though, we're seeing the first part of our system heading to the north and east, as that's going to be bringing with it our snow. 35 degrees in Rhinelander, 34 degrees in Tomahawk, 38 degrees in Wisconsin Rapids. Here is that bus stop forecast this morning. A mixture of sun and clouds will be the theme, with 34 degrees for the temperature, only warming up to 39 degrees with mostly cloudy skies once they come on home. Here is your day planner this morning. Temperatures will warm up to 39 degrees by the afternoon, only to 36 though during the midday hours. Again, snow is in the forecast. How much we could see, I'll break that down in a little bit.
Alrighty, we'll be ready. Thanks so much, Devin. Well, the city of Wausau will receive some major updates to one of its streets. The Department of Engineering aims to prevent crashes on Scott Street at the intersections between 2nd and 5th Streets. The street will get some new overhead signals per lane, improved pedestrian countdown timers, and audible timers for the visually impaired. This new project is projected to cost more than $70,000, and the money came from a hazard elimination grant from the Department of Transportation.
I think it's a good step forward to the city. I think, you know, when I drive down Scott Street, it is narrow, especially when the buses or a truck next to you. So I think it's a good improvement, and also the new signals should help improve the safety at the intersections. Overall, a good project for the city.
The project will also change 3 narrow lanes to 2 wider lanes and add an additional bicycling lane.
We had a public informational meeting, and the feedback was mainly positive. If it's increasing safety for not only the motorists but the pedestrians, I think it's a win-win, and everybody's happy with it.
The Scott Street intersections have a higher than average crash rate in comparison to other streets in Wisconsin. The city is looking into other safety projects now.
Taking you across the country this half hour, jury selection is expected to begin in the trial of a Colorado man accused of killing the mother of his child. Patrick Frazee is charged in connection with the disappearance and presumed death of Kelsey Barrett. Barrett was last seen on Thanksgiving Day in 2018, and she is presumed dead, but her body has not been found. Frazee pleaded not guilty to first-degree murder and tampering with a deceased human body, and it could take 3 or 4 days to seat a jury.
And it's beginning to look a lot like Halloween at the White House. This is a look at last year's festive display and dressed-up trick-or-treaters. A similar setup will again grace the South Portico today. Guests to the event include military families and local school children. For the 3rd year, the President and First Lady will hand out candy, and guests can enjoy several interactive displays, including one from NASA. Halloween has been celebrated at the White House ever since 1958, when then First Lady Mamie Eisenhower decked out the White House with fake skeletons and jack-o'-lanterns.
That's right, and coming up this morning on Newswatch 12 today, Ascension Spirit Medical Transportation wants your help when it comes to their blood supply for patients in need.
Matt and Sean from Ascension will be here in studio to tell you how you can give blood and also have a chance to win a really exciting experience. Plus, Devin has his full forecast when we return.
Thank you for making Len's Truck the Midwest's largest used truck dealer. Power Strokes, Cummins, Duramex, half-ton trucks, SUVs, all priced to move. Find over 800 of the best used trucks online at lenstruck.com.
We got the trucks at Len's Truck.
We got the trucks.
Isn't it time for an update? We've been updating kitchens and baths in the Northwoods for 30 years. Kitchen Bath Mart specializes in complete project management. From design to install, we'll take care of it. Stop in or call. Kitchen Bath Mart, your #1 choice for kitchen and bathroom remodeling. Highway 70 East, Arborvita.
Next week, a Jeopardy legend is back. James Holzhauer and 14 other Jeopardy champions return to face their biggest challenge yet in the Jeopardy Tournament of Champions.
If you're going to beat him, you had better bring your A game.
It all starts next week.
Bring it.
Jeopardy, weekdays at 4:30, brought to you locally by North Star Mohican Casino Resort.
Here's a great way to save money on your credit card bills. If you have 3 or more credit cards and you're way behind on the payments, we can show you a way to pay as little as 50% and have 0 debt in 24 months. Call now and learn how to reduce your credit card bills by 50% and be 100% debt-free. We always offer 24/7 help and a free consultation. Call right now.
Where can you find over 800 of the best used trucks money can buy? Len's Truck, the Midwest's largest used truck dealer.
We got the trucks at Len's Truck.
And welcome back. Not too bad right now in Rhinelander, 35 degrees. The clouds are keeping the temperatures up a little bit this morning in addition to a westerly breeze at 5 miles per hour, giving us a feels like temperature of around 31 degrees. Dew points though are a little dry, also 28 degrees you saw a little bit there, so that's why it might be a little dry on your hands a little bit this morning. I know my hands are a little dry. Clouds are kind of moving through the southern part of our viewing area right now, so that's why the temperatures down there are a little warmer. Versus to the north and west, so you can see less clouds, so it's a little cooler up there this morning. We had a cold front that moved through yesterday, though, and it's currently moved through, and that's going to be keeping the warm air out of here, and we have an active weather pattern in store for us. This system right here tracking up towards the north and east, that's going to be our next weather system heading in our direction tonight, and yes, it's going to be bringing with it some snow. Snow will be back in the forecast. Temperatures right now, you can see where the clouds are at, 35 degrees in Rhinelander. Farther to the south where it's thicker, mid to upper 30s are the current temperatures. But look where the clouds have cleared out, 32 degrees in Manitowish Waters and Ladysmith down to 31 degrees. Temperature trend coming up will be stable though with the temperatures, but the bad news, it's going to be cold. We're going to be in the mid to upper 30s for pretty much all week long, so you will need the winter coats handy or at least a good jacket because it's going to be pretty chilly out there. And of course, the snow will be possible tonight. Here's your futurecast. The clouds will be the overall theme today. We will see the sun from time to time, though, as things will clear out for a little bit, though. But by the afternoon hours, our system will track in our direction, thickening up the clouds. And then by later, maybe at around the 10 o'clock newscast, maybe seeing the first few flurries. And then during the overnight, the snow will move on in, dumping around 1 to 2 inches of snow at best. It won't be a big deal at all. Then once it moves on out of here by the afternoon hours on Tuesday, a pretty nice day is in store for us. The system is currently parked out across parts of the southwestern United States right now, so it's going to be moving in pretty quickly throughout the daytime today before it moves on in and dumps some snow on us during the overnight hours tonight. Across and then moving out of here by the daytime on Tuesday, moving through the southern part of Wisconsin, but we can see a little bit in our neck of the woods also with the snow. Here is our latest forecast guidance, 1 to 2 inches at best. The models are trending down a little bit except for the dams, thinking around 3 inches. That might be a little excessive, but an isolated 3 inches can't be ruled out. But here's kind of a more what we're currently thinking, around 1 to 2 inches for most of us. We track this back a little bit here. The farther north and west you go, the less you'll see. The farther to the south you go, the better chance you have of seeing a decent amount of snow of 1 to 2 inches. Your forecast for today, though, mid to upper 30s will be the general theme for most of us. Some lower 40s farther to the south you'll go. Then tonight, though, the snow does move in with 23 degrees. Snow will be possible. Again, 1 to 2 inches, no big deal. Winds will be out of the northwest at 5 miles per hour. Then here's a look at that Northwoods Furniture 7-day forecast. Some of that precipitation might stick around during the morning hours on Tuesday. Then by the afternoon hours on Thursday and Friday, we'll have to keep an eye on that. More snow chances will be possible during that time. So it might be a snowy Halloween. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Snow chances last through the weekend.
All righty. Thanks so much, Devin. Well, during medical emergencies, Ascension Spirit Medical Transport carries blood on its ambulances and its aircraft for patients in need.
That's right. Here to tell us about a blood drive to improve the supply are Matt Thompson and Sean Pillar, and they're both coordinators at Spirit. So good morning to both of you. Thanks for being here today.
Good morning, Angela and Marissa. We appreciate you having us.
Of course, we're so happy to have you. And so the blood drive is coming up this Friday. Yep. So what can people expect if they come out for it?
Well, on Friday, November 1st, we're going to host a blood drive at our Spirit 2 hangar. So that's right behind Howard Young Medical Center in Woodruff. It's going to go from 9:30 in the morning until 12:30, so 3 hours. Okay. So be sure to get there. It only takes 1 hour approximately to donate blood, and that donation can save up to 3 lives. So we really would like to see people come out.
3 lives per donation.
Per donation.
That's very impressive.
Yeah, exactly, for sure. A lot of good stuff that can be used with the blood donations too. But what exactly made you guys want to host a blood drive?
Well, we really wanted to do something to benefit the community, and so we started looking at different ideas, and one of our regional managers suggested we host a blood drive since we utilize blood on our ambulances and our aircraft. So we thought it'd be an outstanding opportunity to give back for those who give to us. So we're really hoping to inspire folks to not only help the community, but help our patients in the communities we serve.
That's excellent. And along with it, you guys actually have a pretty exciting prize. So one lucky donor is going to win it. What exactly is it?
Well, I met with Talitha from the Community Blood Center, and she said, you know, to inspire folks, you might want to give away a little something.
Sure.
Yeah.
So we thought, what could we do? Well, how about a ride on Spirit 2's helicopter?
Wow.
Spirit 2 helicopter. So one lucky donor that donates blood that day will have an opportunity to win an opportunity to ride on Spirit 2. We'll give them a ride for 10 minutes around the area. Wow. And you know, you can fly almost all the way to Eagle River in that time. So you'll get a beautiful view of the sky and a beautiful view of, you know, the Minocqua area and circling around, and we'll have a good time.
That's incredible. Kind of a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah, I was going to say too, out of everywhere that you could fly to, you know, the Northwoods is such a beautiful place to look at, and it'd be such a great experience that you can't really get anywhere else.
Bird's eye view.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's going to be an outstanding opportunity. I haven't been in Spirit 2.
Really?
So, so it'll
man.
be a great opportunity for a donor.
Yeah, so beat him to the punch. It'll be great. But how exactly can people register to donate blood?
So you can either call my phone at 715-356-8472, or the easiest way is to visit save3lives.org, search for our donor, our blood drive, and you'll be able to log on, pick a time. You know, some times are filling up, so we definitely have an opportunity. I scheduled myself for 11 o'clock that day, so I'm going to donate blood as well, but that's the best way, save3lives.org.
Sure, and then walk-ins are also available upon availability. It's
That's
still
correct.
there.
Yep, you can walk in anytime.
Good to know. Alrighty. We also want to know just exactly you know, what all this goes to and how it helps. So how much blood does Spirit carry?
Each of our units, our ground units and our 3 aircraft, all carry 2 units of blood. Every day, 24 hours a day. So.
Wow, that's fantastic. And how exactly do you store all of that?
We keep them in our blood cooler, which is set up by the lab at each hospital that we have a base at, and then we carry that and we exchange those out every day. So.
Sure, and how much exactly is 2 units of blood?
It ranges roughly from like 340 to 360 milliliters of packed red blood cells.
Gotcha.
So.
Wow. Okay. And so when would you find a use for it? When is it most used?
So you know, we like to have all the tools possible in our ambulances and in our aircraft, and this is just another tool that we can use when anyone may be losing large amounts of blood, for instance in a trauma, or maybe in a gastrointestinal bleed emergency. So those are 2 of the major ones. But anywhere that you may be losing lots of blood, we'd be able to give you that blood back.
Sure, so just incredibly important to have on hand.
Yeah, these donations really do make a difference, and I think it's hard for people that when they don't see exactly where their blood goes, but you know, it's great to hear that they're helping 3 people per donation. Yeah, but if people want some more information on the blood drive on Friday, where can people go?
Well, you can definitely go to save3lives.org. Our Facebook page at Ascension, Wisconsin Spirit Medical Transport, and we'll have the information there as well. We've got the event set up on our page for Friday, November 1st, 9:30 to 12:30. We hope to see you there.
Excellent. We hope it's a fantastic turnout and again, just for a fantastic cause as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we do as well. The Community Blood Center does such a fantastic job for us, and this is our opportunity to give back to them as well and the community.
Wonderful. Well, we really thank you both for being here. And of course, you guys probably recognize Matt, former sports director here at Newswatch 12, so it's nice to have you back in the building.
Yeah, this is totally different from when I was here 9 years ago, but it's fantastic. This station has done a tremendous job, both inside and with the talent. You guys keep it up.
Oh, thanks, Matt.
Thanks
it's nice
so much.
to see you. We appreciate you,
Great
Sean.
to see you as well.
Thanks so much, guys. Alrighty. Okay, well, coming up, of course, we have What's Trending, including a very creepy competition that certainly has some interesting contenders. We'll explain.
Plus, Star Wars fans can't necessarily fly to a galaxy far, far away, but they can take a pretty cool trip on this plane. We'll have those stories and more on What's Trending right after this quick break.
Get to Gordman's for new deals all the time. Fill your cart with brand name boots, sweaters, and outerwear for way less than department stores. And with so many scores on home decor, you'll be set for Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving, any kind of giving. Bigger deals, smaller prices. Get them at Gordman's.
Dear Max, Bear, Spike, Daisy, Buster, and Pork Chop. Let's go to the dog park, swimming, hiking, out for treats, and to sleep. Hugs, Highlander.
Right now, get 0% for 60 months on a new 2019 Highlander, or you could get $3,000 customer cash on Highlander. Find yours at buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Is your business growing and now you need a new and bigger building? Has your organization outgrown their facility and now it's time to expand? Do your hobbies require the need for more space? If you're paying rent, but now you want the advantages of owning, The prospect of financing, construction, and on-time completion may seem out of your reach. General Steel Corporation has the answer. A pre-engineered steel building from the General will not only look great and satisfy almost any need, but you'll save time and money. Our team will help you create your building and deliver it to your location. We offer design services to help you present your concept to board members, bankers, or for fundraising. And the General can even help with financing. General Steel is a name you know, with quality backed by a 50-year structural warranty. Call today and find out how easy it is to have the building you want. You may even save up to $20,000 with rebates. If you need space, you need the General.
For a place, a people, an idea, for right and freedom, for liberty and justice for all. For every square inch between fruited plains and spacious skies. Marines fight to win. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com.
Get to Gordman's for new deals all the time. Fill your cart with brand name boots, sweaters, and outerwear for way less than department stores. And with so many scores on home decor, you'll be set for Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving, any kind of giving. Bigger deals, smaller prices. Get them at Gordman's.
This portion of Newswatch 12 is brought to you by Lakeland Sign and Graphics.
It is close to 6:20 and time now for What's Trending. Well, a museum in Minnesota held a creepy doll competition ahead of Halloween, and boy, did it deliver. Look at this. It showcased parts of their collection that normally don't get any attention. Many of the dolls are more than 100 years old, with time taking its toll, and they weren't originally meant to be creepy, but now some look like they're watching you or plotting something sinister. The History Center of Olmsted County in Rochester, Minnesota ran the competition from October 16th until the 24th. And each day, a photo of a new creepy doll or figurine was posted on the museum's Facebook page. Participants voted for the ones that they found the creepiest. The top 3 winners will be announced today and then put on display.
Ooh, that one doesn't even have hair. Ah!
What do you guys think?
Definitely very creepy. I got some chills looking at these pictures. They look very sad and forlorn too. I feel like that's what makes them look so creepy. No smiles.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, there's no smiles on them, and it's kind of spooky.
Yeah, I love dolls, but yeah, you're right. I guess the older that they get, they can be really beautiful old figurines, or start getting a little disfigured and then contribute to the creepiness.
Right.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah, perfect for Halloween though.
I know, I love it. It really fits the theme really well. And I remember growing up watching Toy Story, like, oh, I love having dolls in my room. You know, like they're all so friendly. And then all these scary movies about dolls came out, and I was like, gotta get rid of them.
Yeah,
oh, man.
Don't want to watch. Yeah, don't want anyone watching you. Right.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. But this is also something you'd want to do, and also what you're going to want to watch when it comes out in theaters in a little bit too. Because United Airlines is showing off the force with its Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker collaboration. So check out this Boeing 737 that United has decked out. The new design is part of a joint effort the airline announced Friday to promote the upcoming Star Wars film. Now notice the imagery of famous Star Wars spacecraft, including the X-Wing and TIE fighter starships, and a large lightsaber on the plane's tail. United says customers will be able to fly in the custom plane next month, and the airline says it will also offer Star Wars-themed amenity their kits, and characters of the flight will help its in-flight safety demonstration video. So how cool is that? I know you guys are big Star Wars fans, and what a good way to get people hyped for the last movie of the saga too.
Exactly. I think there's going to be a lot of stuff, leading up to December. But yeah, how fun would that be? You know, obviously it's always exciting to just have a little extra something on your flight to make it more interesting, and and I'm sure all Star Wars fans will want to take a flight on that.
Oh, definitely. Heck, I would want to do it.
I want to see the safety video too, the presentations. Chewbacca going to be in it, and
right?
putting on the seatbelts.
How custom is it going to be? Right?
Yeah,
it'll be a good time.
Cool.
Yeah, definitely. So we're going to jump back a little bit to the Halloween theme with a little bit of a cute story too. So this is definitely a cuteness alert. Denver residents and their furry friends got the chance to get their Halloween on and show off their spooky and silly costumes. More than 150 dogs strutted their stuff at the 2nd annual Tennyson Street Pet Parade and Costume Contest on Saturday. Whether scary or Whether scary or funny or sweet, the costume canines and their families enjoyed a nice day in the park. Temperatures were in the 70s, which is definitely nice, but heavy snow and bitter cold conditions were expected to descend on the area overnight. So folks were savoring the summer-like weather while it lasted. Trophies were awarded at the end of the contest to the winning pooches and their proud parents. The event benefited a local dog rescue group. So nice weather for it. I kind of feel bad for once the snow moves in, and now we have a taste of our own snow coming in soon, so I feel bad for those dogs.
We do.
I was going to say, like, pet owners here in the Northwoods can probably relate too with Halloween coming up, but also how cute are they?
Yeah, they're
So
adorable.
sweet.
Yeah, I love seeing any pets dressed up, even if it's just in a winter sweater or whatever. So seeing
Yeah.
them in costume is really cute, and they can get really creative with them.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. And you might need to have those dogs might need a little bit of a sweater for tonight, though. We got some snow on the way.
Yes, we do. Yep.
Yeah, good news is right now it's nice and quiet out. So let's take a look outside in Eagle River right now. Things are nice and quiet. No snow on the ground yet. Tonight, though, is when things get interesting with the snow. There's clouds in the southern part of our viewing area this morning, northwestern part of the viewing area. A little clearer this morning, so that's why the temperatures are a little cooler up there this morning. But overall, your future cast coming up will clear out for a little bit. The snow moving on in later on today, though, along with the cloud cover. And good news is today, though, not too bad. Your hour-by-hour forecast warming up into the upper 30s. Some of you might touch 40 before dropping back down into the 20s later on tonight, of course, with the snow on the way. Here's a quick look at that 7-day forecast. Some of that snow might stick around Tuesday morning, but overall not too bad. Halloween might get a little snowy, though. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, maybe Saturday also has chances of snow. We'll need to keep an eye on that. We'll have more news and weather coming up after the break.
In the mood for a taste of the Old Southwest? Hardee's new Southwest Patty Melt comes with a hotter, juicier Black Angus thick burger, pickled jalapenos, melted pepper jack cheese, and zesty Santa Fe sauce. Yippee-ki-yay! Hardee's new Southwest Patty Melt.
Drager Chiropractic in Eagle River is now offering non-invasive high-intensity laser therapy as a solution to your chronic pain.
I had severe back pain, neck pain.
I was experiencing a lot of discomfort in my knees.
And then I came to Drager Chiropractic. He introduced me to non-invasive laser therapy.
It was painless, it's comfortable, and it works. It absolutely works.
I can go play baseball with my grandkids now. That's the kind of quality of life that he's given back to me.
If you're a contractor or do-it-yourselfer, make Argonne Lumber your first stop. High-quality materials, personalized service, expert staff, and delivery are just some of the things Argonne Lumber is known for. Stop in and smell the lumber at Argonne Lumber, 2 locations in Argonne and Rhinelander.
Stop into Menards and save big money on all of your home improvement needs. Complete your bathroom with a new Dakota vanity. You'll find the size and style to fit your bathroom. This 36-inch sliding barn door vanity has ample storage space. Just $159.99. Over 120 Sylvania LED bulbs are on sale. These LED bulbs last up to 11,000 hours and use 85% less energy than a 60-watt bulb. Pick up a 4-pack for $4.99. Now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
New tire sale is on now at Phillips Service Center. Get the best tire for your vehicle's handling and performance at the best deals of the season. Prices and service so competitive, it pays to shop local at Phillips Service Center on Lake Street in Phillips.
Need help waking up, cowboy? Well, say good morning to Hardee's Southwest Omelet Biscuit and Burrito. With cheesy eggs, bacon, and just enough jalapenos to make you sit up in the saddle. Pick up either for just $3. Now at Hardee's.
And welcome back. It's a little chilly out there this morning, though. Temperatures are a little chilly out there. You'll need your winter coats this morning. But the good news is things are quiet in Eagle River this morning. Another look in Eagle River. Nothing out going on right now. The parking lot is dry. For now, we got snow on the way, and temperatures this morning, though, are a little on the chilly side. Here's a look at those current temperatures right now. 35 degrees in Rhinelander, 37 degrees in Mosinee. Look to the northwest. Less clouds across the region. They're currently in the low 30s. A look at your radar and satellite. There's those clouds in the southern part of the viewing area. To the northwest, though, less clouds. That's why it's not so warm in those parts of the region. Here is your travel forecast for this morning. The western part of the state, upper 30s to low 40s with a mixture of clouds and sun. Panning to the east for the central part of the state. Again, upper 30s are in the forecast with a mixture of clouds and sun. 46 degrees in Green Bay, not too bad. Traveling blowing to the south. Clouds will stick around though. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper 30s. Here is today's Birthday Club.
Why take the hit on this 2019 Duramax Denali when you can save $8,000 on this used 2018? If you can't see the difference, why pay the difference? Go now to lenstruck.com. That's lenstruck.com.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see. Is that too heavy? Try it.
I got it.
Wow, this looks amazing. Can I help you make a few?
Sure.
You sure?
Huh?
Hi, I'm Derek. Nice to meet you. What's the ultimate dream for your business?
We have this hunger project that I give back to the kids to buy food.
How long have you had this dream?
10 years.
So you're 6 years old and you had the dream for 10 years. That's pretty good. That's someone that knows what they want to do in life.
Winter's coming. Fight back against rust and protect your investment with Rust Solutions underbody rust proofing for vehicles, trailers, and dump trucks. Call to make your appointment today.
WXBR will be hosting our annual fall auction and concert Sunday, November 3rd at Holiday Acres in Rhinelander. Silent and live auctions, live music by Good Morning Bedlam, as well as wine and hors d'oeuvres. Great getaway packages will be available for bidding. Tickets are $20. More information available at WXPR.org.
Work for righteousness sweet, and if only my mind didn't stay my own feet.
Just like the athletes we cover, we can't do our jobs unless we get hyped up. Day by day.
Day by day,
We get better and better.
we get better and better.
Till we can't be beat.
Till we can't be beat.
Won't beat.
Sports Watch 12 with Andrew Goldstein and Maisie Vincent during the 10 p.m. news.
Why take the hit on this 2019 Duramax Denali when you can save $8,000 on this used 2018? If you can't see the difference, why pay the difference? Go now to lenstruck.com. That's lenstruck.com.
Right now on Newswatch 12 today, one class at Rhinelander High School allows students to learn outside of a traditional classroom. We'll have more on the benefits of learning a trade through residential construction. Plus,
Clouds will be the theme today with some sun at times, but we do have some snow in the forecast. I'll break down your full forecast coming up.
His removal does not end ISIS. ISIS will remain.
The ISIS leader is dead, and that's a victory for a big U.S. victory in the war on terror. But military and congressional leaders say there's still work to be done. It's Monday, October 28th.
Your local news and weather from where you live. Newswatch 12 today starts now.
for some high school seniors, choosing a college and a major can be a tough decision. Good morning, I'm Marissa Silvis.
And I'm Angela Kim. Others choose to learn a trade to expand their future options.
Newswatch 12's Maya Reese has more on how one Rhinelander High School class gives students valuable skills that will stay with them forever.
Senior Casey Barlowski enjoys being able to learn outside of a traditional classroom.
The scenery, like if you look around, it's beautiful out here.
Barlowski says he gets more out of his residential construction class than simply a credit for graduation.
Using new tools that I haven't used before, communicating, it's a big thing out here. Working with people, sometimes you guys are gonna butt heads, but you have to work through it.
His classmate Ethan Tiener sees the long-term benefits of learning a trade.
It's very important to have this knowledge so that when you grow up, you're able to do things on your own that normally some kids won't be able to, and it's fun to do.
Tiener says the best part of learning how to build is knowing his work will have a positive impact on the community.
Just hanging out here, knowing that you're part of this building, and it's going to be standing here for years to come for other people to see.
In Rhinelander, Maya Reese, Newswatch 12.
You know, what a cool opportunity, and it's also great to see them just be so hands-on with that project too.
Right, and I think something that'll probably stick with them forever, just the pride in knowing that they helped create that.
Absolutely. I'm glad they layered up a lot too, because if they're going to need it today if they're out there again.
They are. This whole week is looking pretty cold, below average, and tonight we have some snow on the way. For more on what to expect, let's go ahead and head right on over to our weather center, and Devin Biggs in for Tyler Moore this morning. And Devin, we've heard about it all show long, and we can't believe it's happening. The snow is finally going to arrive tonight.
Yeah, we do have some snow on the way. The good news is it's not a huge deal, though. We're not going to see a lot of snow or anything, but it's going to accumulate a little bit, so it seems like winter has come early this year. Here's a look live right now in Minocqua. It's currently quiet out there this morning, though. Thankfully, everything's all nice and dry. Tomorrow, or tonight and tomorrow morning, though, that might be a different story. Here is your live radar. There's some clouds to the south and less clouds to the north, so temperatures are a little different this morning because of that. The current system that we're tracking that will bring us the snow is currently in the southwestern United States. It will track our way, throughout the day. Here's the current temperature. It's 35 degrees in Rhinelander, 33 degrees in Eagle River, still 38 degrees in Wisconsin Rapids. Here is that bus stop forecast. Temperatures 34 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. Will only warm up to 39 degrees coming up by the end of the day, still under mostly cloudy skies. Here is that day planner today, warming up to the mid-30s by the early afternoon hours, eventually warming up to 39 degrees. Snow is in the forecast. We'll break down what we could see coming up.
We will get our winter jackets ready there. Thanks so much, Devin. Well, the Rhinelander Police Department gave the public an opportunity to help keep drugs off the streets. They invited the public to come by and drop off any prescription drugs that they aren't using anymore. The event recognizes National Drug Take Back Day, and it's a day to help prevent prescription medication abuse and theft. The goal is to eliminate drugs that are potentially dangerous, expired, and unused. Sergeant Christy Gonzella says that this is a good way to lower drug crimes.
We don't need people with drug shopping and, breaking into your house and knowing that you have prescription drugs that they might want, and that'll just limit that, knowing that they're out of the house.
The service is free and anonymous with no questions asked, and Gonzella reminds the community that there are many drug disposal boxes open year-round.
Yesterday, a Wisconsin state trooper arrested a Wabeno woman for her 4th OWI, and there was also a child in the vehicle. Stephanie Cooper was arrested early afternoon on U.S. Highway 8 east of Crandon. She was initially stopped for going 70 miles an hour in a 55 zone. Upon approaching the vehicle, the trooper noticed the driver showing signs of impairment. After the standardized field sobriety tasks, Cooper was arrested for her 4th OWI. Cooper was also charged with possession of THC and prescription drugs.
A child is expected to survive after being hit by a car over the weekend, just days after another crash. Police were called to the accident at an intersection on Milwaukee's northwest side around 7:30 p.m. Saturday. Police believe the child's injuries are not life-threatening, and the accident was not the result of reckless driving, and that driver was not taken into custody. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reports the crash comes 2 days after a driver ran a red light and struck a 6-year-old girl, her 4-year-old sister, and 10-year-old cousin as they crossed the street into North Milwaukee. The 6-year-old died at the scene, and the 2 other children suffered serious injuries.
Governor Tony Evers wants to pass new gun control bills in Wisconsin. He's failed to make progress on that due to backlash from Republican lawmakers. Evers recently used his executive powers to call a special session, forcing the legislature to bring up the issue. That's one of 54 executive orders he's issued that are beyond legislative control. Republicans say they plan to convene and adjourn without debating or voting on the bills Evers wants them to pass.
Taking a look at news making national headlines this morning, California Governor Gavin Newsom declared a state of emergency across the state yesterday as the Kincaid fire in Northern California has grown to more than 54,000 acres. At a press conference last night, fire officials said the fire has burned close to 85 square miles and is 5% contained. Additionally, 94 structures have been destroyed and a red flag warning is in effect until today. Officials say at least 2 firefighters have been injured battling that fire. In Sonoma County, nearly 200,000 people are under evacuation orders, while nearly 2.7 million PG&E customers are without power.
The union for about 7,500 Chicago Public Schools support staff, which went on strike with the teachers, was reviewing the final terms of an agreement last night. It comes ahead of another day of canceled classes and contract negotiations between the city and striking teachers. This is video of teachers marching through the streets of Chicago on Friday. CPS's chief education officer said during a press conference on Sunday that philosophically both sides are in agreement on remedying key issues, class sizes and staffing. However, CPS says the two sides disagree on how to go about fixing those issues. If demonstrations continue today, it will mark more than a week that students have been out of class.
A memorial service commemorating the 1-year anniversary of the deadly Pittsburgh synagogue shooting was held yesterday. Last year, 11 people were killed and 7 others injured in the shooting at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh's Squirrel Hill neighborhood. 2 other congregations were gathered at the synagogue at the time of the shooting, and Sunday's memorial service was attended by a number of community and religious leaders, including Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf and Pittsburgh Mayor Bill Peduto. The commemoration's theme was Remember, Repair, Together.
Well, in case you missed it, over the weekend, a U.S. raid led to the death of the world's most wanted terrorist. The founder and head of ISIS killed himself as American troops closed in. But that doesn't mean the fight against ISIS is over. Tracy Potts has our update from Washington.
A successful mission. President Trump announced that U.S. Special Forces tracked Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi to a cave where he detonated a suicide vest, killing himself and 3 of his children.
He died like a dog. He died like a coward. The world is now a much safer place.
Is it?
His removal does not end ISIS. ISIS will remain. They have tens of thousands of fighters on the ground in Iraq and Syria.
Syria, where President Trump recently ordered the removal of U.S. troops who had been fighting with Kurdish forces against ISIS.
If we can continue to partner with the Kurds, secure the oil revenues for their sake, not Iran's sake, not for ISIS' sake, help pay the cost of the operations makes eminent sense to me.
Critics say the Trump administration needs a plan.
There is no clear strategy. This is leadership by chaos from the Oval Office.
Defense Secretary Mark Esper says there is a strategy in Iraq and Syria.
Denying ISIS access to those oil fields, they're doing so because we want to make sure that ISIS cannot generate the revenue that would allow them to buy weapons.
As for Baghdadi's replacement,
that person has either already been picked and we soon may know who that person is.
A new regime of terror. Tracy Potts, NBC News, Washington.
It's now 6:41 and still to come this morning in sports. Leona Wabino and Three Lakes went head-to-head for a nail-biting regional championship.
Plus, 2 NFL division leaders went up against each other. That's right. The Green and Gold took on Kansas City. We'll have those highlights and Maisie Vincent's full sports report in just 2 minutes.
Join us as we explore some of the trendiest produce in the market. Plus, we're sharing a recipe that uses them in a pretty surprising way.
Yankee Bookstore, celebrating 100 years of selling books in downtown Wausau. Thank you, Central and Northern Wisconsin, for choosing Yankee Bookstore, Wisconsin's oldest bookstore since 1919.
Since 1902, Carrier has been inventing new ways to make people comfortable. And today, comfort can also mean efficiency, because being more efficient with your home heating can mean spending less on it, and that's something everyone can get comfortable with. If you're ready for Carrier comfort, now you can get cool cash rebates of up to $1,650 on a new system. Carrier, turn to the experts.
In the Northwoods area, call Hilge's LP Gas. Call Ron's Refrigeration, serving Central Wisconsin.
Journey to North Star Mohegan Casino Resort, where winning, excitement, and entertainment unite. This October, we're giving away over $350,000 in cash and prizes, including our Hell on Wheels Classic Muscle Car giveaway. Receive 1 entry for every 25 points earned daily all month long. And don't forget to let the cool times roll at our Halloween party October 26th. Come to where the stars align at North Star Mohegan Casino Resort in Bowler, Wisconsin.
Motorcycle accidents cause devastating injuries.
The driver wasn't looking. The bike's wrecked. I'm out of work. The insurance company didn't seem to care.
Here in Wisconsin, there's one firm I would call Hupy and Abraham, the firm that has represented over 4,000 riders.
They got my bike fixed.
Plus, they got me a whole lot more than the insurance company offered.
Local lawyers who respect riders because they are riders.
Put a powerful law firm on your side. Call Hupy and Abraham, 800-800-5678, right now.
Yankee Bookstore, celebrating 100 years of selling books in downtown Wausau. Thank you, Central and Northern Wisconsin, for choosing Yankee Bookstore, Wisconsin's oldest bookstore since 1919.
And welcome back. Temperatures this morning right now still 35 degrees in Rhinelander. Winds not bad, are out of the west at 5 miles per hour, giving us a little bit of a feels like temperature at 31 degrees at the moment. Dew points are low this morning with 28 degrees, so if your hands seem a little dry this morning, that is why. Current radar and satellite, we do have some clouds to the farthest to our southern counties. Again, northern part of the viewing area is looking pretty clear this morning. That is affecting temperatures a little bit also. Zooming things out, we had a cold front move through yesterday. That's currently moved through, so temperatures are definitely cooler and they're going to remain cooler also. And it's going to get active also. This system right here is going to be tracking to the north and east throughout the day today, and that's going to be giving us some snow chances coming up later on tonight. Temperatures, again, right now, look at this. Lower 30s in Phillips and Manitowish waters, but there are no clouds right now. Farther to the south, though, where there are clouds, we're in the middle to upper 30s, so the clouds are acting like a blanket this morning, keeping temperatures in the mid to upper 30s for that part of the region. Temperatures coming up throughout the day, though, we're going to be stable, though. We're not going to have any big divide in temperatures, but we're going to be well below average with mid to upper 30s in the forecast. We're supposed to be in the upper 40s for this time of the year. We're not going to be hitting that anytime soon. Your future cast coming up, we'll have a mixture of some clouds and sun throughout the day today, so we will see the sun peek out from time to time, and temperatures won't be half that bad either. We will have the clouds increasing for the afternoon hours tonight, and by around 10 p.m. we'll start seeing the snow moving into the region a little bit, and it'll fall throughout the overnight hours tonight. Then by around early tomorrow morning, we'll be getting ready to say goodbye to the snow chances, and not too bad of a day in store, but a lot of clear skies. We'll be seeing partly cloudy skies will be the overall theme for your day on Tuesday. The system again in the southwestern United States right now going to be tracking pretty quickly to the Midwest, and then hitting in on our neck of the region by the middle part of the overnight hours on Monday night into Tuesday, and it'll be out of here before you know it, and not much clouds will be seen either. Here's the current model thinking kind of a low, 1 to 2 inches at best will be seen. NAM's thinking a little bit on the 3-inch side, maybe an isolated chance of that, but 1 to 2 inches will be the overall theme. Here's kind of what our current thing again, 1 to 2 inches overall for most of us. Some of you might see more, some of you might see less than that, but that is our current thinking. Here is your forecast for today, though. Mostly cloudy skies and cool. Highs will be in the upper 30s. Winds will be out of the west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, snow possible. 1 to 2 inches at best will be seen. Lows will be in the low 20s. Northwest breeze at 5 miles per hour. Tuesday, partly cloudy skies and still cool. Upper 30s will be your high temperatures again. Northwest breeze still at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here is that Northwoods Furniture 7-day forecast. Some of that snow might stick around for the morning hour on Tuesday. Then look at this. Halloween, more snow will be possible. The system will develop over Oklahoma and Texas and tracking our neck of the woods. We'll have to keep an eye on the exact tracking, and we'll definitely keep you posted on that. And snow chances will last through the weekend.
Alrighty, definitely a cool week ahead. Thanks so much, Devin. Well, the Packers, they took their show on the road to face Kansas City for Sunday Night Football.
That's right, but Green Bay is still without star wide receiver Devontae Adams, but for the first time in his career, Aaron Rodgers threw 3 touchdown passes to running backs.
Newswatch 12's Maisie Vincent has the highlights in our morning sports report.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. For the 4th time in 8 weeks, the Packers showcased their talent in prime time. Green Bay hoped to keep its perfect road game record against Kansas City as the season reached its halfway mark. Matt Moore getting the start for an injured Patrick Mahomes. Aaron Rodgers coming off one of his best career performances, and this play right here proves his talent. Rodgers escapes the pocket, finds the connection to Whitewater graduate Jake Kumaro with a remarkable catch down in the red zone. That set up this is shovel pass to Aaron Jones, who glides out right, punches in the score. Packers up 7. Now Green Bay controlled the entire first quarter. 2nd and 10. Rodgers airs it out deep to Aaron Jones. He tight ropes that sideline, ultimately getting called out on the 10 on the way to the end zone. But Jamal Williams plunges it up the middle to capitalize on the grain. Green Bay up 10. Now the Chiefs scored 17 unanswered points in the second, but green and gold came full circle in the second half. Aaron finds the connection to the other Aaron with the insane corner catch. That put the Pack back on top, and Kansas City just couldn't keep up. Final 31-24. And get this, Matt LaFleur is the first coach in Packers history to start his career 7-1. Well, in this week's overtime segment, we want to recognize some local runners who will represent the Northwoods at the state cross-country meet next weekend. The Raiders keep on racking up that hardware. The Medford girls team won the sectional meet in Colby. Franny Seidel, Jennifer Kahn, and Alicia Kawa finished 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Tomahawk won its very own sectional with its top 5 runners staying in the top 20. And both the Thunderbird boys and girls teams finished close behind. Lakeland's Ashley Peterson led the girls to grab the bronze, and the boys finished 4th. And more than 500 Special Olympic athletes from around the state competed in the 2019 regional competition in Wausau last week. The school district of Rhinelander sent 12 athletes to compete. 8 qualified to bowl at the state tournament by earning a 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place in the division. Those state finals will be on November 9th at Weston Lane. So a big congratulations to those Hodags. Plus, we saw quite the dig in this weekend's regional championship between Leona and Three Lakes. Emma Harris uses her own foot to keep that ball off the hardwood. Look at that in slow motion. That takes some talent. Congratulations to the Rebels on their victory. And I hope all of you guys will stick with us on Thursday, as many of our playoff games will be played on Thursday this week, not Tuesday. So we hope to see you then, and I hope you have a fantastic week.
Thanks so much, Maisie. You too. And of course, with it being Monday, that means it's time for today's Mugshot Monday winner. So a special congratulations to Tina Anderson from Phillips.
You win a mug, a bag of coffee, and a 20% off coupon courtesy of Eagle River Roasters. And the information to enter into Mugshot Monday is right there on your screen.
And coming up today is the perfect day to enjoy some sweets. We'll explain.
That's right. But first, Howard's in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen with the recipe for some surprise brownies.
Mr. Food Test Kitchen is brought to you by Golden Carrot Jewelers and Creative Kitchen and Bath Studio.
Hey, can you name some of today's trendiest veggies? If kale and cauliflower comes to mind, you're spot on. Today, I'm going to show you a few of my favorite varieties and share with you some mouth-watering ways to prepare them. These days, the produce department is full of color, and that includes these. They're called carnival cauliflower, and they naturally grow just like this. As we all know, the more color in our veggies, the better they are for us. When it comes to kale, there are so many varieties. This is Salad Savoy, and it's as tasty and tender as it is pretty to look at. If you're searching for kale that'll stand up to soups and stews, let me introduce you to something called Tasty Tuscany. Plus, it's hearty enough to throw on the grill, and boy, is it good. For those of you who love kale and Brussels sprouts, then you have to try these. Lollipop kale sprouts. These little guys are perfect for sautéing, roasting, or even pickling. And to show you just how versatile kale can be, I've got a recipe for an unexpected treat. These may look and taste like traditional fudgy brownies, but our little secret is that they're packed with finely chopped kale. So not only do you get all the yumminess, but you get all the health benefits too. To get the recipe for our surprise brownies, simply visit our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found some colorful, tasty, and nutritious ways for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
For a limited time at Home Furniture, spend $9.99 or more, get 7% tax relief. Spend even more and get double tax relief, plus free shipping and no interest financing for 12 months. Tax relief savings only at Home Furniture. Now open in Wausau Center Mall.
Ease the burden for those you love with advanced funeral planning. Contact Mike Bolger or Jill Yelton, your certified pre-planning specialist at Bolger Funeral and Cremation Services of Minocqua and Woodruff.
Get ready for colder weather with new Eco Sky windows from Mad City Windows. Triple pane windows with sky mirror technology and a 0.17 U factor for better insulation. Act now. For a limited time, double your savings to $1,000 on new windows. Double the financing to 4 years interest-free. And double the bonus with purchase. Plus, call during this program to double your gift with estimate. Call Mad City Windows.
You have found your soulmate. Now it's time to find the perfect ring. At Golden Carrot Jewelers, you can choose from an extensive selection of engagement and wedding rings. Fresh designs reflecting the most current trends, from organic, art deco, and vintage design to timeless classics in white, yellow, and rose gold. See the new Romance Collection, Lyria and Lumiere Bridal Collections, and new styles from Gabriel New York, S. Kashi, and more. Engagements begin here. Will yours? Golden Carrot Jewelers, downtown Minocqua.
Let's go, baby! Let's go! Touchdown!
What a great job by Aaron Rodgers.
NBC 12, from where you live.
Looking for accents and decor to create a beautiful room? Shop The Market, a new store full of decor inside all home furniture showrooms. You'll find lamps, art, accents, and a large, colorful selection of candles, all at values you won't find anywhere. The Market, now open inside home furniture.
Football Night in America, brought to you by Aspirus. Passion for excellence, compassion for people.
You're watching Newswatch 12 today with Marissa Silvas, Angela Kim, and Tyler Moore.
Welcome back. Well, get ready to celebrate all things chocolate today.
I know you and I are both ready to do that, and as if we needed an excuse too. It is National Chocolate Day, and you can mark the day by simply enjoying chocolate chip cookies or chocolate candy, and you can enjoy a chocolate dessert at home or a restaurant, or host a chocolate tasting party in which people bring a homemade chocolate dessert to share.
And you can post photos of your chocolate choices to the social media hashtag National Chocolate Day. And after today, you can look forward to another chocolate-related holiday because National Chocolate Candy Day is coming up on December 28th. So plenty of holidays to celebrate, and we're going to celebrate ourselves right now.
Oh, man.
We stole the stash from the Weather Cave.
It's Devin's stash.
So thank you, Devin. we have our Reese's. We're going to break open.
Stocked it too,
Oh,
actually.
good.
Yeah.
Fun.
So, yeah, and a lot of kids are going to be celebrating chocolate all week long, right, with Halloween festivities.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to eat mine in the break because I got to talk about weather in a little bit. but yeah, candy is definitely that fun holiday. Reese's, I think, has a little bit of peanut butter in it too, actually. So
yeah,
it's not
a little healthy, right? A little healthy.
Yeah, and it's good.
Justify it.
Yeah, and it's great comfort food because today's so cold outside.
Yeah, it's definitely very cold out there today, and obviously right now though the temperatures are not too bad. Of course, the current look in Rhinelander, the sun is coming up though. We're seeing some clouds this morning. Also, here's that radar satellite composite where the clouds are to our southern part of the viewing area. To the north though, not that many clouds, so it's cooler for our northern counties, a little warmer for our southern counties. Here is your future cast today. We'll clear out for a little while today, but then we'll cloud back up again this afternoon into the evening hours as that system begins to move on in. Here is that hour-by-hour forecast, warming up to 39 degrees by 3 p.m., and it won't be too bad overall, and then not too bad overall. And then your 7-day forecast, warming up to only the upper 30s coming up, so it's not going to be too good as far as the warmer temperatures are concerned. Now your trivia question today. What year did it last snow on Halloween in Rhinelander? Stay tuned for the answer.
Thank you for making Len's Truck the Midwest's largest used truck dealer. Power Strokes, Cummins, Duramex, half-ton trucks, SUVs, all priced to move. Find over 800 of the best used trucks online at lenstruck.com.
We got the trucks at Len's Truck.
We got the trucks.
Stop into Menards and save big money on all of your home improvement needs. Menards is your door lock destination. We have styles and finishes to match any decor. Get this Juno Hall and Closet Knob in a bronze or satin nickel finish. Your choice, just $16.99. Customize your closet space with this 8-foot closet starter kit from Closet Culture. It installs easily with no cutting required. On sale for $149.99. Now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
And we're clear. Great show, guys. Tyler, have fun in California.
Thanks, Nick. I appreciate it.
You know, we should go get some gourmet popcorn from Minocqua Popcorn before he leaves. Oh, that sounds great. I'll meet you guys there.
Sounds like fun. I'll have to check it out.
Where are those guys?
Hello?
Hey, Angela, where are you?
I'm at the Minocqua Popcorn in the River. Where are you?
Oh, no, I'm in Minocqua.
If you're there and I'm here, where's Tyler?
Enter to win your own bucket of Minocqua popcorn at WJFW.com Birthday Club.
Hi, I'm Dr. Justin Scher, DC with the Spinal Aid Center of Wausau. Are you one of the millions of people suffering with the symptoms of peripheral neuropathy? Your symptoms may include numbness and tingling in your feet or hands, difficulty sleeping from leg or foot discomfort, and debilitating balance problems. I have good news for you. You can now get relief with our breakthrough treatment method without the use of drugs or surgery. Our treatments help to heal damaged nerves that cause peripheral neuropathy. If left untreated, you may eventually end up with a walker or wheelchair, so don't delay. Call our office now to schedule an appointment to see if our treatment methods are right for you. We will do a painless neuropathy severity exam to determine the amount of nerve loss. If you qualify for our treatment, it can truly change your life. Start living your life pain-free. Call today.
Where can you find over 800 of the best used trucks money can buy? Len's Truck, the Midwest's largest used truck dealer.
We got the trucks at Len's Truck.
Hi, this is Kit Belanger from Miracle Ear of Stevens Point. If you're having a hard time hearing the news or your favorite entertainment shows, stop by and see me for a free hearing test.
And before we leave you this morning, a special birthday shout out to our Minocqua Popcorn winner, Blake Slazewski from Rhinelander. Happy birthday, Blake, and congratulations. You win a 1-gallon refillable bucket of gourmet popcorn from Minocqua Popcorn.
All right, here is your question for the day. What year did it last snow on Halloween in Rhinelander? Any guesses, you two?
You know, I tried to break you earlier, Devin, and I think you flinched at C, 2015, so I'm going to go with that.
And I think it's D. I think it happens pretty often.
Marissa's right. It's 2017. Snow fell during the early morning hours. And we're not seeing any snow yet, but we will see some tonight. Right now, it's just some clouds moving on through. Not too bad overall. We'll look at your 7-day forecast. Upper 30s, even some mid-30s will be the overall theme. A lot of snow in the forecast, so get ready, gang. Get the winter coats out. Maybe get your snow tires. Get your snow tires ready. Also, you will definitely need them. Because here we go.
Alrighty, we will all be prepared. Thanks so much,
Definitely.
and thank you for joining us. Have a great week.
Your latest news and weather tonight on Newswatch 12 at 6.
Good morning. Inside the raid, dramatic new details on the daring U.S. mission that killed the world's most wanted terrorist, ISIS leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi.
The thug who tried so hard to intimidate others spent his last moments in utter fear.
Just ahead, what we're learning about the operation, his final moments, and the surprising informant who helped American troops track him down. We're live inside Syria. State of emergency. Those raging wildfires in California go from bad to worse. Hurricane-force winds fanning the flames and destroying dozens of homes. Hundreds of thousands evacuated, power shut off to millions. Manhunt, the desperate search for a gunman still on the loose after opening fire at an off-campus college party in